Hey people, Viper638 here. Sorry that I kind of cut out in the middle of the main event of my preview and predictions, but for some stupid reason on my camera here, I can only record 15 minutes long, so that's why I had to cut it short. If I could record this video for like 30 minutes without it saying video too long, then I would, but for some stupid reason, my camera on YouTube will not let me go past 15 minutes here, so I apologize for that. If you guys haven't seen it, part 1 of my preview and predictions is in the description below, as well as my Raw review, the last Raw before Wrestlemania. And so, I was just giving out my preview and predictions for Wrestlemania 31, and sorry again for interrupting kind of in the main event. We have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and I said in part 1 that I do not think that Roman Reigns should not be like the... Basically, I don't think he's ready to be the new face of WWE, and I don't think he's believable enough to beat Brock Lesnar to me. And I talked about how like The Rock even thinks that he is getting a push too soon. But he also made a good point, though. The Rock made a good point. With WWE, when you get like a chance and they ask you to be in the main event, you can't tell them that you're not ready. You have to sink or swim. You have to, whether the fans like it or not, you have to, just do it for your career. And I understand that. But regardless of that, I do not want to see Roman Reigns the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And I know that was a little off topic there, but for this match, I know everyone's going with Roman Reigns to win. I hope he doesn't. And I talked about in part 1 about how I vaguely talked about Brock Lesnar. He re-signed a multi-year deal with WWE. I don't know how many years, I don't know how much money yet, but he re-signed a multi-year deal with them, so he's not going back to UFC. So, like I said, I hope WWE is smart and has Brock Lesnar retain the World Championship, especially since that I hear rumors that like even the WWE is getting nervous about having Roman Reigns as their new world champion. So they might change their mind based on the fan backlash. So I, for one... So here's a few possible scenarios I see. So either, yes, Roman Reigns could win and we all will be pissed off about it. And then after the match, if this happens, and if Seth Rollins loses earlier in the night to Randy Orton, or wins, whatever it is. Basically, here's a few options what WWE could do that I see happening. Either A, Roman Reigns will win and get his ass kicked also in the process, and he'll be really weak after the match, and all the fans will be booing the shit out of him. Then Seth Rollins comes down to the ring, gives his curb stomp, pins Roman Reigns 1, 2, 3, Seth Rollins is the new world champion at WrestleMania. The crowd goes wild. Here's scenario B. And I actually like this one. The Undertaker could cost Brock Lesnar the world championship because since that Brock Lesnar beat the Undertaker and ended his streak last year at WrestleMania 30, the Undertaker could get some revenge on Brock Lesnar and make the lights go out, or he could attack Brock Lesnar with like the lights go out. He basically can help Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar, and then since that Brock Lesnar took away the Undertaker's streak, then the Undertaker can take away his world championship. And I actually like that idea the most. Or another scenario is that Brock Lesnar just wins. He retains the championship, whether it's clean or whether he cheats to do it, I don't care. Brock Lesnar could just retain the championship and go on from there. Or, the last scenario, Roman Reigns wins at WrestleMania, people hate it, the main event sucks, then the next night on Raw, Roman Reigns, pretty much the next night on Raw, Seth Rollins cashes in on him and becomes the new world champion. Those are some of the scenarios I see happening. So, I don't know, guys. This one's kind of a tough one. I, for one, am going to be rooting for Brock Lesnar. I want Brock Lesnar to win this match because he's an unstoppable beast. He just re-signed with WWE. I think it just makes sense for for him to stay the world champion. I'll agree with people that I wish he would show up. I wish he would show up more often on Raw to help build programs and be on more pay-per-views. I do wish that he would show up more often. But I still like Brock Lesnar as I still like seeing Brock Lesnar in the WWE, whether he cares about his fans or not, whether he shows up every single week or not. I'm still a fan of Brock Lesnar. But like I said, I agree that he should show up more often. I think that's the WWE's fault for not having that happen. I think they should, put that in his contract. But regardless, I do not mind Brock Lesnar being the world champion right now, and I would much rather have him, whether he shows up or not every single week, I would rather have him be the world champion than Roman Reigns right now. Because it's too soon for Roman Reigns. I'm not saying that Roman Reigns can never be a champion, but to me, he should start out as being the Intercontinental Champion, as the United States Champion. Jumping all the way from the Shield, all the way to World Champion is too soon. Seth Rollins is like a different case because he won the Money in the Bank contract, so he can cash in. Roman Reigns just went from all the way from the mid-card all the way up to the main event without really, I don't know how to put it any simpler for you guys, but I don't know. I'm going to be rooting for Brock Lesnar in this match. I hear all these reports about Roman Reigns winning. I hope not. So I don't really know what my prediction is for this match. Like I said, my 3 options that I would like to happen, out of the scenarios I listed, the 3 options I would like to happen in this match are either, like I said, Roman Reigns wins but gets his ass kicked, and then Seth Rollins cashes in on him, becomes the new world champion. That's one scenario I would like to see. Then my second option was, then my second option was The Undertaker taking, or basically, The Undertaker costing Brock Lesnar his world championship, since that Brock Lesnar took his streak. Undertaker takes his world championship, and maybe those two, maybe The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar have a confrontation next night on Raw. So that's one scenario I'd like to see. And then the third option, like I said, is just to have Brock Lesnar retain the championship. So that's that, guys. I don't really have much of a prediction for that one. That one's kind of up in the air for me. I'll be rooting for Brock Lesnar in that match. I hope he wins. If Roman Reigns wins, that will suck. Hopefully, Seth Rollins will cash in on him. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Like I said, I apologize again for cutting out in the main event of my preview and predictions in part 1. But again, I had to because my camera here can only record for 15 minutes. So I apologize for that. But, and just to let you guys know, like I said in part 1 shortly, I will not be watching Raw, I will not be watching WrestleMania live with you guys. I will not be live tweeting because I have to work on the day of WrestleMania, and I do not get off work till later on. But after I get off work, I will watch WrestleMania, and I might do my review afterwards the next day before Raw. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you liked my preview and predictions. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think will win? I know that this WrestleMania season, I know the build has been kind of bad. I know it's been bad, but I don't see what all the negativity is. Yes, the main event sucks, because I would much rather just see Brock Lesnar win and not have Roman Reigns. I would much rather see Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, or Brock Lesnar versus The Rock, or Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker again. I don't want to see that one again, but you guys get my point. There still is some matches that to look forward to. Like I said, you got Rusev versus John Cena. That should be a good match. You got Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. That should be a good match. You have the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. That should be pretty good. You got Sting versus The Undertaker. You got Sting versus Triple H. I apologize for that. I'm all over the place. But you got Sting versus Triple H. That should be a really good match. And you also have Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. So to me, there's lots of matches. Regardless of how bad the build has been for WrestleMania the past couple years, I think that the matches this year are going to be better than last year's, I think. For all the reasons I just listed. for all the matches I just listed. So I still think that WrestleMania will be pretty decent this year, although I do think that WrestleMania being 4 hours is way too long. I think it needs to be 3 hours, not 4, but I get it. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year for WWE, so I get why they would want to have it an extra hour. And yeah. So let me know what your guys' preview and predictions are, or if you're looking forward to WrestleMania at all, or if you're not. And like I said, if you missed my Raw review, that will be in the description below. If you missed part 1 of my preview and predictions, it'll be in the description below. Like my video, comment on my video, subscribe to my channel, guys, and like I said, I'll either do a WrestleMania review on Monday or whatever. So take care, guys. Hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania, and I'll talk to you soon.